V for Vendetta is a 2006 film directed by James McTeague, and most people, I think mostly most people, consider it a classic. Um, Honestly, I've watched this movie plenty of times. I love the story. I think the graphic novel is honestly better than the film. It has a lot more depth to it, and it has a lot more pretty, I don't know, artistic choices that I think are just a lot better than the film that we have here before us, but it doesn't mean the film isn't good. I still enjoy the action scenes, even though they are incredibly outdated. And I do just love how cool V looks. He just looks awesome. I also love that they kind of made him a little more human. He's a less heartless and less distant and kind of insane than he is in the comic, which I think is good for the movie. But I personally, again, would prefer to see an insane version of him. And I'd honestly love to see a reboot of this movie. Or just a different adaptation. But the one that we got here, the movie, is honestly pretty solid. I've always enjoyed watching it. It's really well paced. There's not really any downtime, or when there is, it's not boring. I love the stylistic choices. Some of the cinematography is pretty interesting, and it makes it a little less, well, it stands out amongst all the comic book films compared to everything we have today and everything we had before. It is its own thing. I think I like the quotes a lot, and to see it in live action, like that people should not be afraid of their governments should be afraid of their people, like ideas are bulletproof, all these awesome quotes that are from the comic that are just so cool to see, like, performed live. I mean, Hugo Weaving was the perfect choice to play him. Never have I ever seen better casting. I swear. It is really, 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 really good to have him playing V. It's perfect. Like, even, you know, when I read the comic, I actually read that after I saw the film. All I thought every time I was reading what V was saying in the comic book was just his voice. I heard Hugo Weaving talking. Like, he is definitely the right person to play this character, and I love him. He is just incredible. There's so much acting going on through that mask. Overall, on rewatch here, after not really seeing it for a long time, I still think this movie is incredibly solid. I love its dialogue on, governments and society as a whole. It's not really per se a society movie like a lot of people like to call, movies like Joker or American Psycho, like that. Not in that group. I wouldn't group that into that group, this movie here. I think it would be more of its own kind of thing that is critiquing governments and politics as a whole, which I think it really does a good job of doing that, much like the comic book does. And there is a lot about the comic book that is imported into this film, which I think is a plus, of course, because it's based off of it, obviously. I do prefer the ending in the comic as well compared to this one, but it's still a really good ending, and it's definitely not a bad movie. I know I'm saying the comic book's better a lot, but it is. But the movie itself has its own good aspects to it that I enjoy, and I honestly think I'm going to give this, out of 5, probably a 4. It's still a really good watch, and I still always enjoy it. It's a movie you can just kind of chill and just watch. It's nothing too insane, nothing too heavy. It's just a movie that I feel like has always been one that's a part of my collection, and I've always just enjoyed it. I hope you guys had fun watching another review from me. I haven't done any movie reviews in a while. I've just kind of been, focusing on the music aspects, but I really wanted to get back to this, so here we are. I will be doing these every Sunday, so if you guys are interested, just keep tuning back on in, and please leave a like and share and sub, do all the usuals, and I will see you later.